I'm sorry about this because I'm not ready to read the book. Oh, I think. Okay, it is a book called Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I can remember that when I read this book first time, it wasn't kind of shocking and so impressive. I can remember. Okay. Oh, I read the paper book, which made me feel so good and comfortable. Yes. Okay. Remember, say whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want is not freedom. Real freedom is not feeling the need to say these things. Whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want, is not freedom. Real freedom is not feeling the need to say these things. When we limit our negative speech, we may find that we have a lot of less to say. We might even feel inhibited. Nobody loves an awkward silence, but it's worth it to free ourselves from negativity. Criticizing someone else's work and it doesn't make you work harder. Comparing your marriage to someone else's and it doesn't make your marriage better unless you do so thoughtfully and productively. Judgment creates an illusion that if you use it well enough to judge, then you must be better. That if someone else is failing, then you must be moving forward. In fact, it is careful, thoughtful observations that move us forward. Okay, it is important to find our significance not from thinking of people, but have it better, but from being the person we want to be. Okay, swap. After spotting and stopping the negativity in your heart, mind, and speech, you can begin to amend it. Most of us monks were unable to completely avoid complaining, comparing, and criticizing, and you can expect you will be completely cured of that habit either. But researchers have found that happy people tend to complain way for it mindfully, while thoughtlessly venting complaints makes your day worse. It's been shown that writing in a journal about upsetting events, giving attention to your thoughts and emotions, can foster growth and healing, not only mentally but also physically. We must say we are angry or sad when we are offended or disappointed. Instead, we can better manage our feelings by choosing our words carefully. Instead of describing ourselves as feeling angry, sad, anxious, hurt, embarrassed, and happy, have our business review list and 9 more specific words that we could use for each one of these emotions. Instead of being angry, we might better describe ourselves as annoyed, defensive, or spiteful. Monks are considered quiet because they're trained to choose their words so carefully that it takes them some time. We choose words carefully and use them with purpose. If I only find joy in my own successes, I'm limiting my joy. But if I can take a pleasure In the successes of my friends and family, 10, 20, 50 people, I get to experience 50 times the happiness and joy. Who doesn't want that? I ask him how to stay peaceful and be positive force in a world where there is so much negativity. There is a toxicity everywhere around us, in the environment, in political atmosphere, but the origin is in the people's hearts. Unless we clean the ecology of our own heart and inspire others to do the same, we will be in an instrument of polluting the environment. But if we create purity in our own heart, then we can contribute great purity to the world around us. We've talked about strategies to manage and minimize the daily negativity in your life, but nuances like complaining, comparing, and gossip can feel manageable next to the bigger negative emotions like pain and anger. We all harbor anger in some form. Anger from the past and the anger at people who continue to play a big role in our lives. Anger at misfortune, anger at the living and the dead, anger turned inward. Karma is in a looking for forgiveness. It suggests that you bring patience and forbearance to your dealing with others. Sometimes we have been wounded so deeply that we can imagine how we might forgive the person who hurt us. But contrary to what most of us believe, forgiveness is primarily an action we take within ourselves. Sometimes it's better and safer and healthier not to have direct contact with the person at all. Other times, the person who hurt us is no longer around to be forgiven directly. But those factors in it don't impact forgiveness because it is, first and foremost, internal. It frees you from anger, represents ignorance, impulsivity, and kindness. I have found that these three modes can be applied to any activity. For example, when you pull back from a conflict and look for understanding, it's very useful to try to shift from rages, impulsivity, and passion to seva, goodness, positivity, and peace. These modes are foundational of my approach to forgiveness. Okay, peace of mind. Forgiveness has been shown to bring peace to our minds. Forgiveness actually conserves energy. Transformation of forgiveness is linked to the slew of health improvements including fear medication taken, better sleep quality, and reduced somatic symptoms including back pain, headache, nausea, and fatigue. Forgiveness is Forgiveness eases the stress because we no longer recycle the angry thoughts, both conscious and unconscious, that stress us out in the first place. In couples where the victim was able to forgive their spouse, both in partner's blood pressure decreased. It's just good to show that forgiveness is good for anyone. Really? I don't know about that exactly. So, what we should always listen and think about the forgiveness, right? No, it's kind of a little bit different perspective from my perspective, but it is what it is. Yeah, hey. Fear. I don't really read about the fear part. Yeah. Intention. Okay. Great. Now, so social feedback. How to detach even your team? Oh, no. Okay. Intention. Okay, I'll try to put this intention part. Okay. In our heads, we have an image of an ideal life. Our relationships, how we spend our time at work and leisure. Moderation. The answer is moderation. What we want to achieve. But now we figure out what drives these ambitions, whether they're likely to make us truly happy, and whether happiness is even the right target. Okay. Success doesn't guarantee happiness, and happiness doesn't require success. They can feed each other, and we can have them at the same time, but they're not intertwined. The monk mind. The mind is compared to the drunk monkey that's been bitten by a scorpion and haunted by a ghost. We humans have roughly 70,000 separate thoughts each day. Other than that, our brains are thinking forward and backward, feeling and ideas about present time based on what we experienced in the past and anticipating what is to come. Most of the time, your brain is not reacting to events in the world. It's predicting, guessing what's going to happen next. Its diet has a branch, and our minds as monkeys, swimming from one branch to the next, often aimlessly. This almost sounds like fun, but as we all know, it is anything but. Usually those thoughts and fears, concerns, negativity, and the stress. What will happen this week at work? What should I eat for dinner? Have I saved enough for the holiday this year? Why is my date 5 minutes late? Why am I here? These are all general questions that deserve answers, but none of them will be resolved while we saving from branch to branch, thought to thought. This is the jungle of the untrained mind. True growth requires understanding the mind. It is a filter, judge, and the director of all our experiences, but as evidenced by the conflict I felt on my shower adventure, we are not always of one mind. The more we can evaluate, understand, train, and strengthen our relationship with the mind, the more successfully we navigate our lives and overcome challenges. This battle in our mind is waged over the smallest daily routine. Do I have to get up right now? And the biggest. Should I end this relationship? All of us face such battles every single day. These dilemmas which all of us agonize over, and also tells his grandson, every choice in life is a battle between two of wolves inside us. One represents anger, envy, greed, fear, lies, insecurity, and ego. The other represents peace, love, compassion, kindness, humility, and positivity. They are completing they are competing for supremacy. Which wolf wins? The grandson asks. The one you feed, the elder replies. But how do we feed them? I asked my teacher. The monk said, by what we read and hear, by who we spend time with, by what we do with our time, by where we focus our energy and attention. Stage, for him who has conquered the mind. The mind is best of friends, but for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. The word enemy may seem too strong to describe the voice of dissent in your head, but the definition rings true. A thing that harms or weakens in something. Sometimes our minds don't work against us. They convince us to do something. They make us feel guilty or bad about it, often because it's gone against our values and morals. People who'd been asked to recall an unauthentic action said they felt physically heavier than those who had been asked to recall a neutral memory. When you procrastinate, there is a conflict between the researchers call our true self, or what we feel we should do because it's good for us, and our one self, what I actually want to do in the moment. It made me compare myself to other people instead of concentrating on my own growth. Excitement and depression, fortune and misfortune, pleasure and pain are storms in a tiny, private, shell-bound dream, which we take to be the whole of existence. It makes sense then that when a Buddha finally reached the realm utterly beyond the reach of thought, he described a feeling like a chick breaking out of its shell. I learned something that has been crucial in curbing these dangerous, self-destructive thoughts. Our thoughts are like clouds passing by. The self, like the sun, is always there. We are not our mind. Okay. A little bit tired because I just ate. But you did a good job, Irene.